Hi friends, Jim Freeman once again from Silverbridge Senior Transitions, here with another valued client and new friend. We're talking about her transition from living in her home by herself to where she is now at Bay Point Senior Living in Bremerton. Her name is Kate Martin, and Kate and I have now been acquainted for several months.
Correct.
Working through issues with transitioning from her home to assisted living. And we're going to start by letting Kate tell her story a little bit. So Kate, you were a nurse practitioner in your professional life, and you lived in the Kitsap area for quite a while.
Yeah.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got here?
Okay. Actually, I was a bedside nurse all my career, 45 years in nursing. But I did pretty much everything you could do in nursing to keep interested and to keep young at it. But all bedside nursing is a toll on you physically. People fall. They fall on you sometimes. You have multiple injuries that tend to add up over time. And that's kind of, sort of how I got on this road. I started having physical problems. I had problems walking with balance. I started requiring different surgeries, and I wasn't able to do a lot of things that were deeply important to me, like driving and walking my dogs. And then I started having problems with my hands, so I was not comfortable cooking. Cooking took a tremendous physical effort and psychological effort to make sure I didn't drop what I was cooking on the stove or on the dog or on the cat. So I realized that I needed to make a change, but I didn't know how that was done. And the more I thought about it, the more frightened I got by the expensive mistake I could make in making the wrong decision. So I called my insurance company, and they said, "We have the perfect person for you," who then introduced me to more perfect people, who introduced me to Jim, who introduced me to his whole team, and helped coordinate and pull this together. It happened quickly. It actually happened very smoothly. Everything happened as it was supposed to. There were no terrible rude awakenings. My house sold in a reasonable period of time for a reasonable amount of money, and I was able, with the help of concierge services, with a wonderful person named Lois, she drove me around and we toured all the places that would be appropriate for me. And when I say that, I mean places that had spacious rooms. I didn't require luxury, but I needed enough room to keep the things that were important to me, like most of my books. I'm a quilter. I wanted to take all my quilting stuff with me. I have a wonderful cat. She was coming with me. She got me through the pandemic. There was no way I was leaving her behind. So we drove around and we saw a lot of places that were not what I wanted. They didn't feel comfortable. They didn't feel like home. They might have been home to somebody, but they didn't feel like a place I wanted to live until we came to this place. And this place is cute, and it's just been renovated, so it's very comfortable. Nice people that live here, super nice people that work here.
So we're at Bay Point.
Bay Point, yeah.
Bay Point Senior Living in Bremerton.
And so it all just started, and it went really quickly. It involved, oh golly, where to start? My home needed some minor improvements, and Jim was able to use the team that he usually uses to come in and do renovations and make decisions about what needed to be fixed and what could be the new owner's problem to be fixed. I needed to make decisions about what I wanted to take with me. And golly, that was probably the hardest thing yet. But they have a wonderful company that comes in and takes care of all the rest. Once you've made those decisions and you put the right color post-it note on it, everything disappears.
It just happens.
Yeah, well, I have the world's most wonderful niece who came and helped me do that too.
Right. And that company that we were talking about was Blue Nest Home.
Blue Nest, yeah, Blue Nest Home.
All right. So there were a lot of things to consider, which you didn't have to consider before. What am I taking with me? What am I leaving behind? How do I deal with it? you know, we spend a lot of time accumulating stuff over the years. I do. I got a garage full of stuff myself. But when you have to move, whether you're moving into senior living or just moving, you have to decide what to do with it.
Yes.
And oftentimes we think, because we spent so much money on it and we took so much time and we accumulated it over time, that it's,
And we love it.
and we love it, you know, it's worth something. And usually it is, it's worth something. Probably not worth what we think it is. Because somebody else has to want it as much as we do. And that's not always the case, but the process that Kate went through in figuring all this out was the first question is, well, where am I going to go? How much is it going to cost? Do I like it? Can I afford it? How am I going to pay for it? And like 70% of us, the usual answer is we have to sell our home. That's going to be our nest egg that provides the resources for us to pay for our care for the rest of our lives, basically. And so she met Lois Jasmer of Concierge Care Advisors. They are a senior advisory group or placement group. Do you want to talk a little bit about that experience? Okay.
Well, sure. Lois and I were suited 100% with our personalities and our life experiences. So she knew exactly when I said, "Nuh-uh, that's not for me." She knew exactly what I meant. Oh, this is Tootsie, by the way.
Tootsie's the cat. Yeah.
And she helped me find places. The first place we went to, which they said they took cats, the first place we walked into, there was this giant dog that came over to greet us and tried to knock us over. And it turns out they didn't take cats, but they did take giant dogs. So we walked out of there because I'm old. I could get knocked down by a giant dog. So anyway, she drove me around several days in a row till we found this place, and it's lovely here. It's very nice. It's not home, but home was not 100% great anymore. So you just kind of have to get rid of some of your attitudes when you're making this kind of a move. And the same is true with what you have to take with you and what you don't. Because one thing, in talking with the other people that live here, everybody, I will tell you, 100% of the people that have made this move brought too much stuff.
Yeah.
And then they have to turn around and go do it again and again and again. So try to be discreet when you make those decisions about what has to come, because it really doesn't. And women, most of the women bring too much kitchen stuff, and we don't cook here. All of our meals are provided. We get a microwave, and that's it. So make those kinds of decisions before you buy all those boxes, and make your moving team move them all, and then turn around and charge you for that, and then have to move them all back again.
Right. Well, so Lois helped you find the place that you liked.
Lois did a wonderful job.
And she provided you with different alternatives. So
Yes.
you were in control. You could make choices about where you wanted to go. And after that, Lois invited me to meet Kate. And I went to her home, and we had cookies and cherries, as I recall.
I don't recall that part, but now I do.
Yeah, cookies and cherries.
Fresh cherries.
And we sat at the table and we had a nice chat. It goes from there, where we were coordinating and bringing in various disciplines, different professions to help movers, repair people, home inspectors, estate sale people, house cleaners, that sort of thing. All of that has to be coordinated. And I remember, Kate, at one time you made a remark, and I'm going to try to paraphrase it. You said, when you were thinking about this by yourself and talking to your family about it, you knew that you had to do all these things. And you were trying to figure out, well, how am I going to get people to do all of these things? And your answer was unprompted. You pay them.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay them.
Yeah.
Because they're professionals, and they have families to support. So the ultimate source of your ability to pay for all of that, plus your care needs now in this place that you love, was your home. You value your home.
Selling my home. Yep.
However, there's a problem. If you're just sitting there in your home and you're trying to arrange all this, and people need to do the work now, they don't usually want to wait 2, 3, 4, 6 months
Right.
before they get paid. So it's important to have some liquidity in order to get the party started, to pay people to do the things that are necessary. And how did we solve that problem?
We got me out. So I moved before any of the other stuff happened. I got it packed with the help of my niece, and then I moved. And everything happened the way it was supposed to, in the order it was supposed to, because I wasn't there changing my mind, which they tell me is a huge problem. And I had already made all the decisions about what was going where. And it ended, well, it happened. It didn't quite happen as fast as we wanted to, because the market changes as the year goes by and the seasons change. But we sold it, you sold it, for a lovely price. And now I am in the place where I'm at till,
Well,
till when?
what I'm referring to is we needed money before your home closed. Before you got,
I'm sorry,
before
yes.
you got the money,
Right.
from the sale of your home. So, so I provided with one of my investors a loan, which we call a transition loan, to help Kate pay for all these expenses which she needed to pay for before her home sale closed, and she had the money to reimburse that. So that was a key factor, because without it, we wouldn't have been
Right.
able to engage all of these various professionals to come in and do the work that we
Right.
need to do. Okay. So things went pretty smooth. We had a lot of good communication throughout the process.
Mhm.
You were great, by the way, in making decisions and listening to what was going on and deciding what to do. And it happened, pretty smoothly, really. I mean, compared to some. And so comparing the way things were immediately before your move and compared to now, how do you feel about it? I mean, is it better, worse, good, bad?
Well, part of the comparison is the experience of talking to other people about their other experiences, and mine was really slick. It just went very smoothly. Nothing got lost in the move, nothing got broken in the move. I had stuff I needed to still get rid of, but that went easily too, because the staff here helped me with that. I really experienced no difficulties. The difficulty was me making up my mind to do this and to stop fretting about it and just to decide to do it.
Okay. But given your new living quarters and your circumstances, do you think you're happier now than you were
Oh, gosh, yes.
6 months ago? Okay.
Yeah, particularly after that windstorm where I didn't have to worry about anything falling on my house. Somebody else can worry about that.
Right.
Or the state of the gutters and all the rest of that stuff. Yes, investigate, think about what you want, and then really carefully shop around for that, because I was a nurse for a very long time, and I know what a good care facility looks like. And I was able to use that experience to say, oh, no, thank you, and to several of the places that we went to. And that really helped, because when I found this place, I didn't know what I was looking for, but this was as close to what I thought I was looking for, and it turned out to be true. It's a good experience here.
Good, good. All right, well, so if you're watching this video and hearing our conversation, Kate's experience it is traumatic. It's a tough decision for anybody. However, if you engage the right people, get good advice, know your options, and have the ability to make decisions on your own about where you want to go, you can probably produce that result.
Sure.
And you're going to be happier as a result. So, Kate, any final words for anybody?
Well, I'm here to tell you, your family's going to be so much happier too. That they don't have to do this for you. First of all, you're going to be happy that you get what you want once you decide what you want, and just go with that. Because a lot of the people in these places get put here, and they have different experiences. If you're in the position to make the decision, just think about it and then make it, and make your decisions right. And your family's going to be so grateful that you've done that for them.
All right.
That?
That's that. It's a
Okay.
good sum of the story. Thank you very much, Kate. And by the way, I appreciate the fact that you chose me, to work with you and Lois and everybody else. And we'll have some information in the links below or the description below this video so you can contact us. And if you're a senior and you're in a position where you need liquidity, financing to help to move, to do all the things you need to do before the sale of your home, just give us a call or scan the QR code or send me an email. Good to be with you, friends, and we'll speak soon. Thanks.